Jacob, all right, I've got your work up here. Actually, I've got the PDF up, and I wanted to get to that. So let's go ahead and take a look. I think this is just an excellent start. Let me do something really quick. I just want to take a quick measurement here. Okay, a little bit. Oh no, that is an alignment. That's an illusion. Sorry about that. I didn't, for some reason, that didn't look like it was an alignment, but it is. So excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. The first composition is good. You're creating all your contrasts are created in using size and weight. I'm sorry, excuse me. No contrast in size and weight. But basically what you're doing here is you're creating hierarchy based on grouping. Okay, so that's excellent. One recommendation here is this was kind of funny over here. Everything else is left aligned, but this is kind of thrown over here. I think it's a little uncomfortable. I would bring that back down in line and just go ahead and align it with your left aligned margin. By the way, I notice you're not using center alignment, and I recommend that students do not use center alignment from this day forward in class. I don't use center alignment at all. Very, very rare. I shouldn't say at all. I've done a very, very, very formal invitation, like a very formal black tie wedding invitation. I'll center align scripted type, but that's about it for me. The reason is, as I don't like the symmetry created by center alignment. Plus, it just, negative space is so much more interesting than symmetry, as we can clearly see. And then also center alignment does not, it won't allow you to help work with the grid. Okay, because all you're doing is taking an element and placing it in the center of a composition, no grid needed, right? And then also that negative space is a big issue too. So let's stay away from center alignment in this class. Okay, now, so yeah, let's pop that down into alignment here. This one is excellent, just outstanding, although I do definitely see an alignment issue here. And yeah, right there. That 1969, that's center at there, but it's so close to being in alignment, we might as well align it, right? So let's get that 1969, let's get that headline aligned, but that's an outstanding composition right there. Theoretically, that punctuation right there should be hung. It's called hanging punctuation. And you might do a quick, we'll cover that in coming weeks, but you might do a quick Google search on how to hang punctuation. I don't know if you used Illustrator or InDesign, but any punctuation that's the first character in a new line should be hung in the margin and not aligned with the type itself. So go ahead and read about that. It's not required for this assignment, so I think that, but it would be a great practice for you to go ahead and employ hanging punctuation therein. This one is also excellent. Oh, I noticed that you're using different text in some areas. You want to compare apples to apples, so you want to definitely use the exact same text. So for example, this is the only place where you're using by Chevrolet and Donald Don Frank Yanko. So we want to make sure the text is identical in all four compositions. All right, new size, new weight here. Then over here, you've got the third composition. You've got your multiple contrast and weight scale. Excellent, excellent. Really, really great. One little tip is this, something like this. Okay, that's all left aligned, right? In that left margin. By the way, that 9 seems to be a little out of, let's get that aligned. But this right here is interesting. But the only thing is right now, does that adhere to your grid? So that's really important. So excellent, excellent job here. And then the fourth one, also excellent job. I mean, you're doing really fantastic work. I mean, you're getting this for sure. But the fourth one has a couple of issues. So don't forget the image needs to be black and white. Image needs to be cropped, which it is. You've cropped it from the background. You've left the reflection. But the problem is that this is only bleeding. Oh, by the way, this needs to be black and white per the assignment requirements page. It also needs to bleed in 2 areas. So here's an example. Black and white, cropped, bleeding in 2 areas. Okay, so over here, you've introduced these stripes right here and this this horizontal rule right here. Everything we do in this exercise is typographics, so then with the exception of that one image, but we definitely don't want to introduce things like this or this underline because those create hierarchy. What we're after here is creating hierarchy strictly typographically. Okay, so you're doing really fantastic job. A couple of areas. I know you went through the announcement. But be sure there's a ton of great resources in this announcement. And then there's this example down here. And also, right over here in the presentation page, about halfway down, right here, this is what you're after here. This shows you exactly how to do this assignment. It's also covered on page 101, and so be sure to check that corresponding section in your textbook, page 101. But take a look at that. That's really does a great job showing blow by blow how to create hierarchy based on height, scales, weights, and etc. Okay, outstanding start. And from here, Jacob, let's just take it from here. Really looking forward to seeing your Sunday submission. But let me know if you have any questions at all. I'll be glad to address anything that comes up. Fantastic. Thank you.